In the year 2043, humanoid man-made consciousness fearmonger Harlan, Simu Liu, drives a conflict of machines against people, which leaves 3 million individuals dead. A wide range of military and non-military robots constrained by computer-based intelligence defy people and sidestep their security conventions on Harlan's requests. Harlan was created at Shepard Advanced Mechanics under the watch of AL Master Val Shepard, Lana Parrilla. Val prepared Harlan close by her 10-year-old girl mapbook. Ultimately, Harlan was answerable for superseding all robot programming and sending off the conflict on people. The tactical powers of another global alliance of countries, ICN, have a series of triumphs against Harlan and inspires him to escape into space. In his flight message, Harlan cautions that he will get back to complete what he began. After 28 years, mapbook Shepard, Jennifer Lopez, is an expert with a profound doubt of man-made consciousness. She looks for the criminal robots. One of Harlan's artificial intelligence specialists, Casca Decius, is caught after a merciless battle, in which numerous human fighters are killed and grilled. General Jake gets mapbook to grill Casca, contending that her examination of Harlan has been impeccable, and she is one of the most keen personalities in the ICN. Colonel Banks contends that mapbook is hostile to social, depressed, because of the early passing of her folks, and reluctant to fill in as a feature of a group. As a matter of fact, Jake is the main commandant in ICN ready to work with her. Chartbook professes to hack Casca and says that she tracked down Harlan's area. In doing as such, she deceives Casca to safeguard that piece of data in his code, subsequently uncovering Harlan's area to mapbook. Casca assaults mapbook. However, she is safeguarded by a power field. Casca then attempts to genuinely hurt mapbook by asserting that her mom Val really focused more on Harlan than she accomplished for Chartbook. Mapbook obliterates Casca. Chartbook finds that Harlan has disappeared to a planet in the Andromeda system and demands to General Jake Booth, Imprint Solid, that she goes with a tactical mission to find and catch it. Mapbook needs Harlan dead, yet Jake says that ICN needs Harlan alive to backtrack his code to sort out how he superseded the bot programming. Banks is driving the mission to the Andromeda cosmic system and shows mapbook another series of mechs which are neurally connected to their pilot. The brain joins in the new mechs are a two-way pathway. Val was the principal researcher to deal with brain joins, yet they were one-way in nature, in which even the simulated intelligence is sending contemplations, ideas, and directions to the human mind. Banks contends that his group of mechs will be better than Harlan, as they are a mixture of human plus man-made intelligence. Chartbook contends that she knows how Harlan thinks and claims that the mission to bring him back can't prevail without her. Minutes before the mech-prepared ICN officers slide to the planet GR-39, Harlan's robots assault their circling transport. To make do, Chartbook is compelled to enter a mech herself. As the boat is gone after, Banks himself places mapbook in a mech before she is launched out into space, and tumbles to the planet as the boat is obliterated. As mapbook falls through the air, she is helped by numerous other mech troopers who save her from drones, or from the falling garbage of their obliterated rocket. In spite of earnest directions to utilize the Brain Connect to actuate her mech, Chartbook won't do as such, accordingly crashing with her mech in the world's surface. Mapbook figures out how to oversee the mech notwithstanding her doubt of the onboard computer-based intelligence. Mapbook actually will not utilize the brain interface, who presents itself as Smith, Gregory James Cohan. Utilizing the inquiry usefulness, Chartbook finds that the closest salvage unit is 98 kilometers away. The combination battery of the mech is harmed, and Smith says that their reach is just 32 kilometers, or 22 hours of battery duration. They can't involve the planes on the mech as the robots will shoot them down in the climate. While strolling, Mapbook gets a stock of the onboard weapons on her mech. Chartbook orders Smith to make a beeline for the arranged slanted edge, where she tracks down the other officers dead. She tracks down Banks' mech, yet it had no body inside. Mapbook is gone after by clones of Casca and other computer-based intelligence bots. Mapbook can't get away and doesn't have full control of her weapons. She goes under weighty assault and in a frenzy, she requests that Smith send a particle bomb, crushing the man-made intelligence bots and giving her some break. The particle bomb makes a sinkhole and Chartbook falls directly through it, cracking her leg. Chartbook enacts the clinical framework inside the mech to fix her broke bone. Smith again requests that Mapbook utilize the Brain Connect to work on their chances of endurance. She hesitantly consents to straightforwardly connect her psyche with Smith, taking into consideration more prominent control of the mech. During the matching up process, Smith discovers that Harlan gets a profound reaction in Mapbook. Smith comprehends that Harlan should keep Chartbook safe and double-crossed her. He vows to keep her safe. As they begin to trust one another, Mapbook and Smith begin to adjust with one another, and Chartbook get increasingly more admittance to Smith's capacities. As they venture towards a salvage unit, Chartbook and Smith start to bond. And she uncovers to it that her mom was the person who made Harlan. The Casca clone seeks after Chartbook and again assaults, yet this time she is more ready and loses Casca's clone. She observes that Casca is fitted with a short-range transmitter, and that implies Harlan's base is close by. Albeit running nearly out of force, Mapbook persuades Smith to go to Harlan's base to label it for a long-range strike. She contends that without labeling the base, the penances of all officers on the mission would have been to no end. In any case, in the wake of putting a signal at the base, Smith is hacked and impaired. Chartbook sees that Harlan has assumed command over the officer's boat, the Diab. Chartbook is caught and brought to Harlan, who intends to obliterate the vast majority of the humankind and allow the picked survivors an opportunity to flourish under computer-based intelligence direction. To do as such, Harlan had attracted the military to the planet to take the boat and its carbon bombs, which will consume Earth's environment. Prior to being caught, Chartbook conveyed a trouble signal which was captured by Jake, and he conveys a salvage group. Harlan separates security codes from Mapbook's mind. He previously had the main half from Banks' cerebrum to move beyond Earth's protections, then, at that point, passes on her to bite the dust with Colonel Banks, the main other overcomer of the mission. After Banks gives her his mech brain interface gadget, Mapbook remotely reactivates Smith, who acts the hero. To accomplish 100% sync with Smith, Mapbook is compelled to permit Smith more profound into her recollections. Mapbook further uncovers to Smith that Harlan killed her mom after the youthful Chartbook, desirous of the consideration her mom gave Harlan an unbound connection point with her brain. Chartbook felt that her mom would offer her more consideration, assuming she was more astute. In this way, Harlan made a two-way brain connect. Harlan, modified to save humankind from risk, then, at that point, saw that mankind's set of experiences of disastrous conduct made it a gamble to itself. Val found the two-way interface, and before she could stop Harlan, he killed her. Smith assists Mapbook with beating her culpability for her activities, and with Banks forfeiting himself by detonating barrels of fluid thermite. To make their way, Chartbook and Smith battle out and obliterate Harlan's boat. Before it could send off for Earth, prior to overcoming Harlan close by to hand battle. Harlan has the high ground all through the battle, and because of his rehashed assaults, Chartbook has a heart failure. Smith dominates and safeguards Mapbook as it keeps on battling Harlan. An intensely harmed Smith closes down before Mapbook is resuscitated after rehashed defibrillation. As Harlan is occupied with overcoming Smith, Mapbook creeps up behind him and beheads Harlan. As Smith shuts down to move its leftover capacity to Chartbook, she makes casual conversation with him to make him more agreeable. A salvage group arrives at Chartbook to take her back to Earth. Back on the planet, Mapbook is educated that Harlan's confounded central processor will require a long time to examine. Mapbook, presently an officer, tests the freshest model of mech, made with her recommended changes. As she boots up the new mech, Its man-made intelligence rehashes a particular expression map book made during the last snapshots of the mission, then playfully advises her to figure its name, proposing that the Smith program has made do.